just recording the fact that the torture is particularly horrendous. I'm being shown Peter Hawes making that kind of deep shushing, and it's about 3:34 a.m. in the morning. The dog has also gone underneath the bed, petrified, despite the fact that none of the sounds that are being made through the torture and the use of these extraordinary personas that are inducing voodoo-like pain and sensations through my body simultaneously to when I'm being shown them. They're not actually audible. And being made those kinds of noises. Anyway, however, the dog has retreated underneath the bed in any event, so I don't know whether there is some kind of three-dimensional or actual tangible property to it. The dog is seeming terrified. They are under the bed. I don't know if I can capture it. He's down there. And I'm trying to coax him out with a pepperoni. Dexter, you coming with me? I'm going to come out now, darling. Good boy. Come out, darling. Good boy. Come on, keep coming. Oopsie daisy. Don't eat it with the bloody plastic. Oh, God. Oh, I'm now being shown Peter Hawes sucking their finger again. As soon as I came out, I'm being shown Peter Hawes sucking their finger again. And I'm being made to feel it as well. It's just a bloody nightmare. I feel like, I don't know, I believe Robert knows the people who could do this. Like, he knows so many people. He's very well networked. He's also an expert at social media. Why he would want? Well, why? What of his business would be in doing voodoo or voodoo-like torture to me? I don't know. And there's Margaret Medina, who, when I put it to her several years ago, said to me, Robert would never hurt you. Well, no, I wouldn't have believed he would, but then I wouldn't believe anybody would until I'm being tortured minute after minute, hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. Somebody has been. I'm being shown Peter doing this, and I'm being made to feel it about 3 or 4 meters from my body in the hallway beyond where I'm lying in the bed. It's horrendous still. Dexy, do you want to come out, sweetie? I don't like seeing you cowering under the fucking bed. I'm being made to listen to and see.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, sir.
Doing all this, doing this about the foot of the bed. It's horrendous. It's unbearable. And now I'm being shown Peter above me as well. It's just unbearable.
Let's get on with the rest. You should be feeling fantastic, you know. It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
I'm being told Roberts did it to you and made it up to you, and I'm being shown Pauline Thompson interjecting in that soundbite saying, "and made me scowl."
This is a moment of truth.
I'm being made to hear muttering, swallowing, and I'm being made to sense that as well. It's horrendous. I'm clicking my fingers to take my attention away from it. I'm also being given Margaret Medina's persona saying,
enmity and some old-fashioned British eccentricity.
it's horrendous. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't want to see Margaret. I'm very angry with her. She's a nightmare. She's an absolute nutter. She's just behaved abominably towards me, and I don't want to see a man I'm estranged from either doing all this all day long. I don't want to see them full stop. Like, I really don't want to see them. I shouldn't even be arguing about the fact about how violating their behaviour in real life is, as well as their behaviour in this voodoo is. Whoever's done this to me, whoever is contriving the content, and it is being contrived somehow because it is a mere fraction of the people who have touched my life, etc. They really are, and that person is estranged. So whoever's contrived this It's, I'm being told the words by Margaret Medina are so insulting. That's far short of, I would rather die than have been tortured all this time. I would rather have been dead.
I think because I come from a big family, I always anticipate that somebody will come and somebody will need feeding. And when they don't come, I call them and say, hey.
I'm being told not to go out tomorrow and report to Margaret. I'm being mouthed at, said I'll make it up to you. I do not want to be told. This is continuing. I do not want to be told I'll make it up to you. You could not make it up to you. You could not make 5.5 years of my life up. I'm a qualified person with a law degree, securities qualifications, and a lot of professional work history. I'm being told by Margaret Medina's persona, meanwhile, I'll make it. Neaston sold for 3.5 times the purchase value. You don't have that to restore to me, to reallocate to me. You don't have 5.5 years of my life that you can live for me and do over for me. You can't make up to the fact that I was lying on the floor in my kitchen when this took effect, cowering from abuse. In any event.
You can play the piano, can't you?
I'm being told no baby making.
It's pronounced piano. What's this doing here?
The extent of the abuse is unforgivable.
You always feel like you're at work.
The extent of the abuse unforgivable. I was brought up on, no, you'll be very happily married. You'll have 2 children, very happy children. One will be very good at art, one's a very good drawer.
You want to look at it? Well, I wouldn't mind. Kathy? Oh, go on, Michelle. Let's see how many different shades of beige you've managed to find.
I'm approximately 40 years old. I'm being tortured for 5.5 years. I've had several, before that when I was being domestically abused, I've been put in prison for doing nothing, for people not liking me and objecting to me for their own selfish reasons. I've got Angus there with all of my house money from Neaston and all of the content as well, which I know that I bought.
I love it! What did I say?
It's unthinkable behaviour.
We planned to go to Extinction Rebellion and then we ate a heavy Chinese lunch.
And the weather hadn't helped. And that's why the planet's dying.
What would you have done at the Extinction Rebellion?
Probably talked to no one.
Then you realise that posh people just don't know stuff a lot more confidently. And that kind of optimism doesn't exist over here, which I love. That's why I prefer it over here.
It's unthinkable. It's unthinkable that my actual family, my mother and Angus, would turn against me at the same time as somebody decided to put some voodoo torture on me. Whatever it is, it's voodoo. I'm in pain a lot of the time. I'm in physical pain. And I'm being shown horrendous ideas and concepts as well, such as the continual use of Peter Halls. Since 2018, however, I must add, which is exactly when Margaret actually took up this friendship with them, this rekindled friendship after 30 years. Yeah, about 30 years. After 30 years of no contact, she's rekindled this friendship with them. And at the same time, I've had them as a central figure in torturing me through this extraordinary torture. So in reality, this reflects the reality. Prior to that, I was being tortured since January 2016, and they weren't being used in the first two years whatsoever. In fact, other members of Hisham's family were, such as his mother and father and Mohammed. I'm going to turn the tape off because I wanted to do other things using the device that I'm recording from, but as I'm doing that, I'm being shown Peter and doing blowing. It's horrendous. I'm still being shown blowing. Not only being shown, I'm being made to feel it as though it's coming through my body, yet I'm being shown it done at my body. I'm also being shown Margaret and Pauline in the corner doing this in the other corner, that way, from my right hand side. I'm now being shown Peter superimposed over my body, as well as a couple of metres away to my left hand side.
And I don't want him to be like his old man, stood here.
Now I'm being shown Robert Prino faintly doing this in the same direction as Pauline and Margaret have been on the right hand side. I'm now being shown Pauline straight on at the foot of the bed, also doing this, as well as being aware of this breathing sound coming sort of on my body. It's horrendous. It's so horrendous.
Would the situation be better for those young people if somebody else was in
Like
that
that.
post? If it was a different teacher or a different head teacher or a different CEO? And
I'm
everything
through
else
my
is
body.
yes, then that's when we need to
It's the
start
words,
making
it's
decisions
because my
about
breathing is now
which
being
one
coming
we
slightly
need.
restricted and my fluids is coming up, the fluids in my body are coming up. If you must know, and then it stopped because I started talking to the tape. I threw Hannah's in my body saying, if you must, speaking through the fluid, if you must know, you need police station.
See, there was something really extraordinary going on in my head. And I was a great lover of literature. So I think...
I'm being told because of Margaret going like this.
Out in my sort of delusion.
And I know I remember there being quite a long period of time, you know, maybe a week or 5 days of us coming back to see you, and you not being right.
I don't have to wear a sign above my head to say.
Well, I don't know.